Please note, most responses are heard upon review and not in real time. As always, we do not offer this video as irrefutable evidence of the paranormal, nor do we claim our annotations are 100% conclusive. All we're asking is that you please approach the data presented here with a curious mind, and that you wear damn headphones. The word haunted typically conjures images of fear, despair, and sadness. When you hear of a haunted building, maybe you think of a tragic event that occurred there, and that gives it a sense of presence that is foreboding. Aesthetic, a certain architecture that appeals to our fascination with forlorn and discarnate entities to be stuck there listlessly roaming the halls. But haunting can also denote something of great beauty. Historical structures are unique. They have a way of preserving their past in the most sentient manner and have a fantastic way of bringing both types of hauntings to the forefront. A haunting of sadness and a haunting that invokes beauty and imagination. This brings us to 548 Washington Street in Columbus, Indiana. Shortly after Charles F. Sparrow designed the theater built off the back of Keith's Arcade in 1887, known as the Crump Theater, he was contracted by Francis T. Crump to design the building that now houses Viewpoint Books. Its original use was of a post office, and although it's seen various tenants over the years, it has remained a bookstore since 1972. This beautiful Victorian Romanesque structure is one of the most striking in downtown Columbus. Certainly hauntingly gorgeous, but does it have any ghosts? As I said, historical structures have a peculiar manner of preserving their own stories. So when my longtime friend and Viewpoint owner, Beth Stroh, contacted me about some odd occurrences she and her co-workers have experienced there, I wasn't shocked. Beyond reports of haunting activities such as unaccounted for footsteps, sudden temperature drops, doors shutting on their own, and objects seemingly getting moved on their own accord. What interested me especially was the report from a Viewpoint employee on seeing a full-blown apparition in the basement of the bookstore. Her account seemed very credible after her interview, especially since she is not someone who is entertained by the paranormal. However, upon interviewing Beth herself, it got me thinking about the clairsenses. The clairsenses are psychic abilities that correspond with the five senses of seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, and tasting. We hear these terms in the paranormal such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairgustance, clairalience, and clairsentience. Clairsentience is what popped out at me. This entails feeling a person or spirit's emotions or another's physical pain. Many of us are clairsentient without consciously being aware of it. When we get a strong gut feeling, positive or negative, about someone we just met or got the chills for no apparent reason, we may be tuning into the emotional energy of a person or spirit around us. It reminded me of literacy, and I figure if anyone were suited to know if something is amiss or to understand how to read a room, it would be the owner of a bookstore.
For the record, you told me that there have been times that you've been here and you know you're by yourself and you've heard things that or you can't really account for.
Right. We can hear people when they walk up the steps that are in the center of the building to the lofts upstairs to the condos, and so I hear those sounds all the time. And I know it's somebody coming home. I'm often here late at night. I'm often here early in the morning, but the nighttime hours, When I'm guessing everybody upstairs is fast asleep, and I've heard them all come home, or at least I've heard the footsteps that I expect. And there are times when I've felt like there's something, or I heard something out in the store area when I'm sitting at my desk in the office area, and it just feels like there's somebody there.
Okay.
And I'll come out. I've never seen anything, but I have certainly heard or kind of felt a sensation that I wasn't alone.
Right.
It's never felt threatening or evil or mean or anything like that.
Right.
I guess I would characterize it as somebody's just curious or wants to see what's going on, or something like that. I'm not frightened by it, except that when you're alone and
startling.
It's dark,
Yeah.
and you can't, something happens that you can't explain or can't see any reason for, then that can be disconcerting. I don't get scared to come down here at night. I mean, I've always got the lights on if I'm coming down here, and I usually bring my phone with me just in case. And I do hear sounds. I sometimes hear footsteps upstairs, because we've been in meetings before down here where the whole group is here, and they hear footsteps and they're like, Beth, there's somebody upstairs. We need to go. Now, we've sent people up there and nobody's been there. I think it's probably on up one, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe that presence is on the store level as much as it is down here.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll try a couple experiments and just see what happens, all right?
All right.
Well, what we're going to do is what's known as an EVP session. Are you guys familiar with that? What that is? No. Not you? Okay. So the basic concept, Beth, is people have found that when you're in a place that is potentially haunted or has like paranormal activity, you basically do like you ask questions, try to have a conversation, and if there's a discarnate personality nearby, you go and you review your audio. There is a chance that there might be an unaccounted for voice or response. And sometimes these responses are just spot on, intelligent, like you had a conversation, you just missed half of the other side of it, until you play it back in audio. And so it's kind of a good way of just kind of testing the water, so to speak, just to see if there might be something nearby that might want to talk to us. Of course, nothing replies. I mean, it is what it is. But when you do record something, it kind of gives a little bit more validity when it does happen. So we'll just kind of test this out and see what happens. And I'm going to sound like a real weird person asking questions to somebody who may not be there.
Good evening. My name's Matthew. And I know Beth, and we have permission to come here and talk to you if you're willing to. We have some other friends with us that are from the Bartholomew County Historical Society, and my friends Mike and Lindsay. So we come here out of friendship. What was this building to you? Feel free to come to my voice. We just want to have a conversation. Did you guys hear something upstairs? A couple thumps.
Heard that.
What was that noise, Beth? Is that one you recognize?
I think it's someone going into the condos upstairs.
Okay, maybe the outside door?
Yep.
Okay. Michael?
If we, this may seem a little strange to you, us even trying to talk to you, but if you can hear us, that's half the battle there. We'd like to talk to you if you're able to communicate. If you can't do so verbally, you can make a noise, hit against something, take it a step further, if it's possible for you to show yourself, we'd certainly like that. But we have found through previous experiences that we are able to communicate with people where you are. But it's so much, in fact, 90% of it depends on you. And I know you're gonna be just a little leery of us at first, but you don't have to be. We cannot hurt you. You can't hurt us, we can't hurt you. So if you would like to communicate with us, please give it a try.
All right, well, we're going to stop for a second and review some of our audio. So hopefully you were able to reach across and say something to us. So thank you very much. Beth, is this the weirdest way you've ever spent a Sunday night?
I'm impressed with how respectful.
All right, so good evening. You can touch and interact, but we're just curious as to who you might be.
After reviewing no EVPs, we reconfigured the direction we were facing in the basement. I added EDI meters around the room that measure barometric pressure, electromagnetic fields, and temperature changes, and also put a motion sensor on the basement steps that would set off an alarm if anyone would come up or down the staircase.
Is anyone down here with us? What was that? Where did it come from?
Sounded like it was near you.
Near me?
Up away from us.
Up away that way.
Was that you giving us a sign of your presence? Because I didn't touch anything. I see the numbers moving on that 1 meter down there by the staircase. Are you changing the numbers? You can come closer to us. Can you tell us another part of the building that we should go to talk to you better? Are you on the staircase? Well, hello. Does that mean you want us to come upstairs? Is that alarm annoying you? Okay, so we'll turn on some lights and I'm gonna go turn that alarm off. Thank you so much.
What was that? Where'd that come from? Near me? Away from us. Is that you giving us a sign of your presence? I didn't touch anything. Really appreciate it if you would come forward and try to speak with us. Is that alarm annoying you? Okay, so we'll turn on some lights and I'm going to turn that alarm off. Thank you so much. That was interesting.
It seemed after the EVPs and the motion sensor alarm went off that we were being lured to the store level of the building, so we went upstairs to further our experiments.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, we were downstairs earlier and introduced ourselves. And we came up here to see if you'd maybe be more willing to talk to us. Once again, my name's Matthew, and Mike, and Lindsay, Beth, and Devin. Devin, right? Yep, Devin's up here. And we're just trying to see if we can establish communication. So if there's any way you can make a noise or speak into one of these devices. We also have all these meters all over the floor and around the store that you can interact with. And they'll chime and make noises and so forth. So any way that you can choose to interact, we definitely would appreciate it. So can you tell me what your name is? How long have you been here? Are you up here with us? Now I'm looking in the kids section by the toys, and right above the tiger is a little machine sitting there on that tabletop. Is there any way you can walk up to it and try to mess with the knobs maybe? Who came down the staircase earlier? Or up the staircase? Was that you? Were you wanting us to come up here? How long have you been in this building? Do you see the flashing red light in my hand? Can you come speak into it? If you're back there by Devin, can you knock on the wall? If you're by Mike, can you knock on the wall by him? Do you like books? I certainly hope you like books. What's your favorite book? Do you like it when people are in here shopping? And the kids are playing with the toys? Do you like when Beth plays music on the record player? What's your favorite kind of music? Or do you have a favorite song? So once again, we are just interested in who you are, if there's anything you want, if you're happy, if you like being here, any message you might have to tell us, or anything we can do to make communication easier, please let us know. We have another device that we'll turn on in a minute. Maybe that might assist you in speaking to us. So we'll try that in a second here as well. So I certainly hope we heard from you and you told us anything you want us to know. All right, we'll play this recorder back. Thank you so much. Let's see here.
Okay, we were downstairs earlier and introduced ourselves, and we came up here to see if you maybe be more willing to talk to us. Once again, my name's Matthew and Mike and Lindsay, Beth, and Devin, right? Yeah, Devin's up here. And we're just trying to see if we can establish communication. So if there's any way you can make a noise or speak into one of these devices. We also have all these meters all over the floor and around the store that you can interact with. And they'll chime and make noises and so forth. So any way that you can choose to interact, we definitely would appreciate it. So can you tell me what your name is? How long have you been here? Are you up here with us? I'm looking in the kids section by the toys, and right above the tiger is a little machine sitting there on the tabletop. Is there any way you can walk up to it and try to mess with the knobs maybe? Down the staircase earlier, or up the staircase. Was that you? Were you wanting us to come up here? How long have you been in this building? See the flashing red light in my hand? Can you come speak into it? If you're okay by Devin, can you knock on the wall? It's Mike. Can you knock on the wall by him? Do you like books? I certainly hope you like books. What's your favorite book? Do you like it when people are in here shopping and the kids are playing with the toys? Do you like when Beth plays music on the record player? What's your favorite kind of music? Or do you have a favorite song? So once again, we were just interested in who you are, if there's anything you want, if you're happy, if you like being here, any message you might have to tell us, or anything we can do to make communication easier, please let us know. We have another device that we'll turn on in a minute. Maybe that might assist you in speaking to us. So we'll try that in a second here as well. So certainly hope we heard from you and you told us anything you want us to know. All right, we'll play this recorder back. Thank you so much.
After recording a slew of EVPs, I decided to turn on a ghost box. I used my RCA reverse speech Steve's box from Holte Paranormal, which reverses the audio from the device. So anything heard in forward speech can potentially be considered anomalous. Sometimes these devices assist in providing real-time communication.
Anybody here? Who did we hear in the recorder? Go ahead, Mike.
Matthew talked about another way to communicate with you earlier. This is the way. Can you say hello to us, please? Just a simple hello. Or could you give us a number? Okay, thank you. What about a color? Could you give us a color? The reason I'm asking you such nonsense is because there's things that we will understand readily and may be easy for you to say.
Do I need to speed this up or slow it down? Which would help you? Is that better or worse? I heard a female's voice. Can you tell us your name? You said it again. Louis? You think I think it sounded better on AM? Hi. Is that easier? What? What did it say? We can hear you. Who are you? You look. You look. Can you tell us your name? Can you say where we're at? Do you have any message for us before we turn this off? I heard they hear me a little. All right, well, if you try to communicate, we appreciate you. Thanks for making the effort. You have a good day and a happy Father's Day, okay? You have? What's PRS on this? Pressure? Huh. One of the meters is going off, the barometric pressure changed over there for some reason. Are you near the front desk? Thank you. Man, those things are obnoxious to listen to.
So, beyond being beautifully haunting, is Viewpoint Books haunted? Maybe so, but that's not a negative thing. If the future and past do not exist, and all we have is present, who's to say at what moments memories intersect and times may cross our paths? Maybe a Louis once worked in the building. Or perhaps it's the entire downtown of Columbus that holds time differently than newer parts of the city. The 6th block has a fascinating history between an old church, graveyard, multiple secret societies, and ritualistic skeletons. And I'll add a link to that post in the description of this one. Maybe everything Charles Sparrow designed has ghosts. I mean, the Crump Theater certainly does. The main thing to consider is that the phenomena of ghost may never be understood. Maybe it's meant just to be experienced and accepted, to remind us to leave a positive imprint on these buildings in the now. The way we treat them and the people who pass through their thresholds will be the beginning of a new chapter that might potentially last until the end of time.